everybody, and welcome to this episode. You know, Rodney and I just did a live session recently, and often when we have these sessions, people ask, questions. They want to understand how we can do this work, why does it work, how come it's not negative, etc. So the question we're going to answer today is about what topic, Rodney?
Demons.
Just kidding. Welcome to Creative Visions TV. I'm your host, Karen Dahlman. This is my board partner, Rodney.
Hi.
Okay, so let's read the question. I think all questions are good, especially when you're learning to use this board. You kind of want to explore, how does it work? Will it work for me? Is this going to be bad or negative? Can I make it just positive if I want it to be? And we're going to address this specific one today. Hi, Karen. How do you avoid the demon risk and dangers associated with using the Ouija board? Rodney, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. And then we should talk about it, and then we should go to the board and see what they have to say.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Let's do that. That
Okay.
sounds great. The guides always will chime in and have something to say.
Yeah, that's true. No matter what we say, they got more to say.
That's right.
Say more. Here's my thought, and I thought about this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
When I was born, and I was just in diapers and laying there crying and eating and, all the other stuff that comes with being a baby, I didn't know evil. Evil was taught to me. They said, be careful when you go outside. There's scary people. I really believe that because evil is taught and because we have free will, that we create it. I think it's internal. And I don't think, because source is love. God is love. And so God did not create evil. Evil was created outside of the realm of source. And I believe it's the free will thing.
Yeah, so you have a choice. You choose which way or how you want to react or behave in the world. And so what the guys have told us before, and I believe this myself, is that evil that lives in the hearts of humanity and humankind, or humanoid beings, if you want to look into other planets or other galaxies, let's say. So it's a choice we make. And I agree with what Rodney just said. We come into this world with the DNA source code of love. And along with that comes our gift of free will. And it's always up to us at our choice. And along the way, as Rodney was mentioning, we're taught certain things by institutions, by society, by standards, by religions, by just all different places. They tell us, this is who you are. You're not that empowered. You're a pawn to the world, or you're going to go out there and experience bad things. And that, and I don't blame parents and your family and society for teaching us, because they want us to be aware of the world and that people do make bad decisions and do evil, horrific things. So that's a reality. But to say that there's this evil that just exists as a force out there, I 100% disagree. Now, negative things can happen, and I have experienced negative energies. I'm not saying they're evil. That's not where I go. I don't believe in it. I haven't found that. The guides don't teach that. They're telling us there's no such thing as evil, other than evil acts that man does himself or herself. So I look at it that way. I like what Rodney said, how we came into this world with this knowing only love as a baby, and then it's all taught to us. So I tend to look at it from that perspective. When something goes haywire and there's evil behaviors, whether it's in an energy, a spirit, or somebody alive, what it is still a choice they're making. It's an attachment to some way of behaving, and they're continuing down that path. Doesn't mean they lost the light within, or the light within is gone. It just means they can't quite find it. So the work that I do when I do any kind of spirit releasement or helping those that appear to be stuck on the other dimensions or other side, or even in this life when I was a therapist helping those who feel like they're dark and negative inside, is really trying to build up that empowerment, that light within, so you can get back into your connection back to source.
So to answer the question, how do you avoid?
Great. So let's get to that. How do you avoid it? What's your answer to that? You go first.
I think first you deny it. Take the evil that exists within you and push it down, right? Avoid it. Stay away from it. Create.
Well, you definitely don't want to feed it.
Right.
When you continue on the act, you feed it. But I would say as a therapist, don't ever just push something down. I don't think that's what you meant. I think you meant to not interact with it. Is that
Correct.
What you, okay.
Yeah.
So by the way, my third book, The Spirit of Alchemy, is all about that, getting in access with that part of ourselves. We all have that in us. We all have those choices to react, respond, and do negative things, and we all have done those things in our life. And so it's the idea of learning to refrain from that, making new choices. And what I say is, how do you view yourself in the world? If you view yourself as a pawn in the world, you will tend to believe when people tell you, oh, there's an evil force out there and it's bad and it comes through the portal or it comes through the Ouija board and planchette. That's what you're going to believe. You're going to believe I must be a pawn to that, so therefore this is evil. And plus, you guys know this, so many people out there love to spout out this belief of this being such a negative thing. And you guys all know, this one right here is just a compressed particle board masonite. Or cardboard or paper or glass or metal, whatever they're made out of, that's all it is. And so if you look at it that way and you see yourself as this being that came with the source code of love within, although you might have made some bad decisions in your life, so you know that dark side of yourself, you don't interact with as much. You learn to build up that part of you that's more light, and that's what allows you to attract that same vibration to you. There's never once out of 46 years you guys have using this tool that I have pulled in a demon, a negativity that is so bad that it's like haunting me or possessing or coming through the board.
How do you answer this question?
Okay.
How do you know?
Oh, here we go.
How do you know that it's not an evil spirit that is saying all these wonderful things to you just to suck you in so that it can get you later?
Well, guys, just kidding. That's my exorcist. That's my Linda Blair impersonation. Anyway, you guys, all right. 46 years, here I am. I gotta say, I have a wonderful life. I enjoy the messages I get. So when you start with this tool, you don't know. And it's not the tool, you guys. You got to check your own beliefs about yourself in relationship to this tool. If you believe you're going to get demons, then that's what you bring to the table. And by all means, you can co-create your world the way you want to. You can manifest anything you want. You can pull those energies and create tulpas or thought forms or pull any negativity to you, which you're going to call demons. That's fine. You can do that. I choose not to. There's no reason to. I don't want anything... God, life's hard enough as it is. You know
yeah, I said this before, and I believe this, and that is, I think that we use evil or demons or that as a strategy to explain bad things that happen to us, because we don't want to take responsibility for some of the nutty things that we do.
Or choices we make, or energies we hold, and what we draw to. Exactly, that's a great way of saying it. We often use the board as a projection of our own fears. Basically what we're doing. So to answer that question more directly, don't let this board become a projection of your own fears. Learn to empower yourself first. As I talk about being in your center. Know who you are as a light being. That's what we all are. We're all vibrating light particles, literally, and that's where we came from. That's what we return to. And there's no space for evil. Evil's a man-made item, a man-made title, a man-made way to scare the masses into following some kind of rules, some kind of way of being in the world, and to take away your power. So don't let anybody tell you that you're less than and that you're going to be succumb to or be a pawn of something external force that's negative. You don't have to have that. So that's how I'd answer it. And that's why when you watch us do our live sessions or the work or the stuff I write about, you're going to see that it's from a very positive angle, because that's how I go about it. That's how I see myself in relationship to my world. And on this channel, we do talk a lot about ways to empower yourself. And I have oodles and oodles of videos of this, and Rodney's been a part of those, as well as a lot of wonderful guests we've had on who've addressed the exact same topics. So just when you look at the board, think about it practically. Think about it who you really are. Think about your views, how you see yourself in relationship to your world. And if you can shift those and change those first, then use this tool. And then you're going to find that you're going to get great messages. It does take time, though, as you guys all know. They won't come in right away, but they will start coming in if you stick with it for a while.
So, want to see what they have to say?
Let's do that. So we'll have the guides now come in. Just so you guys know, we've already done our breathing exercise, our centering exercise, our circuitry. We've done our intentions. We've already been talking to them. And so let's have them come in and give us their information on this. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Just waiting for me to drink my water.
Yes, I was.
Need my sustenance. Okay, here we go.
Sustenance.
Sustenance. All right, here we go, guys. Thank you. L E T U S G I V E Y O U A B E I N Y O U R L I F E. Okay. Fast and furious there.
It was slower today.
You thought so? That's
No, I meant earlier.
Oh yeah, no, this is flowing. Okay.
That was 2 pages, 2.5.
Basically put it all together, it's about a page and a half maybe.
All right.
All right, so here we go. This is about the question about how do you avoid demons when you use the board or the negative aspects of the board, which I don't think there are negative aspects actually for me. Have there been for you?
No.
Okay.
I mean, then I have to do the board with you, but no, I'm just so kidding.
Well, that's not nice.
That wasn't nice. Guys, we joke.
They know.
We joke here.
Okay, here we go, guys. Let's get back to what we're talking about.
Yeah,
here,
my bad.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that was evil right there.
There you go, personified right here.
I could have just let that go.
No, you couldn't.
I know.
Okay, let us give you a deeper understanding of this thing called evil and how it manifests as a quote unquote demon from the very
Quote unquote?
That's the road. Quote unquote demon.
Demon.
From the very first act of evil that was perpetrated by humanity, a vibration was born. As more and more people decided to create evil, the vibration grew exponentially. It was this growth that needed to be personified that demons were created through the hearts of humanity as a way to explain bad behaviors. This was easier than taking responsibility for these behaviors, and instead of being punished by the collective society, it was easier to expect the demon, it's easier to expel, like expel the demon rather than punish the guilty party. Evil does exist as a very strong vibration and is as an influential in the universe as prayer. For it may have preceded prayer. Do not deny its influence, neither give in to its influence. You, the individual, have the final say as to if evil will be in your life. So, because it's a vibration that's grown out of the hearts of man, there's a resonance of that type of negativity you can find yourself caught up in. And they're saying, don't give it credence, don't give it, you don't have to get yourself caught up into it, basically what they're saying. What'd you hear?
You hear all the time about the power of prayer, right?
Yes,
which is a great vibration, right?
It's
which
fantastic.
is extremely
and
powerful.
so it can affect things.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's just a great vibration. Well, if people are also manifesting evil, even though for the most part they're good people,
right?
That vibration is also very strong and can be extremely influential.
So,
right? And so that's when people say, well, I was, it must have been a demon because it influenced me to shoot those people.
Oh God, that's horrible. Yeah, I know. And by the way, throughout the years, people have always blamed the Ouija board for issues, and this goes back to the 1900s. There were stories throughout history where they talk about, the Ouija board made me do it. Well, the truth is that they wouldn't have drawn any of that kind of energy to themselves on the board if they didn't already harbor that within. So as they said, it's like what you harbor within or what you focus on is what you create, like as in prayers and manifestation. So it's you don't have to put your, my thing is that you don't ever have to put your focus there, as you were saying earlier.
Right.
Give into it, instead you put your focus where you want it to go and how you want to build and create your life. And the same with the board. As it is the same when you get in your car, here's another analogy. You get in a car not to go avoid accidents. Well, you do avoid accidents. You don't focus on that. You focus on the safety of getting from here to there. When you keep thinking about, oh my God, an accident, I'm gonna get an accident, you know, you're gonna draw that energy too. It's just easier. You're caught up in that vibration. Remember, everything's a vibrational pattern. And that, like, that's what they said, the prayer, that's why they use the analogy of prayer, because prayer is a huge vibrational pattern that can affect us in super positive ways.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
this energy can affect us in negative ways when we stick into it, stay on it, focus on it.
That's what it said.
Yeah, exactly what they
Which
said.
was almost, it added to what we said earlier, but it was completely different.
Yeah, I love getting their perspective because they have such a great, unique way of saying it. So different than the way you and I both might say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that. So what do you guys think too? I mean, evil in your life, are you worried about that? How do you deal with it when you use the board? Many of you guys out there are seasoned and you use the board really well. Many of you are new at using it. And if you're new at using it, really listen to what the guys have just shared here, what we're talking about here, really think about that, how you can be more empowered in your life. And if you used it for a while, because many of you guys write me and tell me, and you have had no such, those kind of experiences. And if you have, you guys, you can retract that and change the way and that you use this tool and the vibration you choose to focus on.
Let me ask you quick. So Satan's supposed to be a fallen angel,
Right?
right? Is Satan a real thing? Is Satan...
Oh, I don't know if I want to get into religion here.
I don't want to get into religion. I just wanted to say, or is it something that we created as a way to say...
You know, everybody has many different views about that. Why don't you answer it first since you brought it up?
No. I don't know. I honestly don't.
You know, we all have, you know, who really knows all the answers, you guys? We really don't. We're exploring it. One thing I do feel comfortable is this information about what you focus on is what you're going to get in life. So I know it's different. I don't want to knock anybody's religion or beliefs or anything on that. But for me personally, I feel like we manufactured and created everything in our world in terms of what we get, how we show up in the world, what we attract to us, how we manifest our lives, and how we go about things. And things happen to us, and it's always about how do we respond to it. So you know, I can think of one example where I had a client, and this client told me she was also multiple personality disorder, and one of her main characters within her alters, we call him, was considered a demon. His name was Demon. But when I started working with this alter and found out really such horrific things that happened to him, that's why he became a demon, to take on all the terror that was, you know, thrown at her and through the abuse she suffered. And so this demon character, not unlike when we see people that do negative things, there's still that spark of light in there. And once you can find that spark of light, which is alter did, everything changed in her life, and she was able to start working towards resolving some of those conflicts between the different alters within her. Now that's getting too therapeutic, but I've seen it happen with people where they think they're evil inside, that they're able to shift that. And I see that also in their lives, their luck can change too, and they start shifting the way they see themselves within the world. I didn't quite answer your question all the way about the Satan thing, because I don't really go down that path, because my beliefs don't.
I don't know. You know what I mean?
It's fair to say that, yeah.
People say there's angels. I believe that,
Do
right?
you? Okay.
So if there's angels and we have guardian angels and there are fallen angels, then maybe those fallen angels can take that vibration
sure.
and try to influence. You know, we're going to find out someday. That was flipping a coin. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out
Heads or
someday.
tails?
We're going to cross over and we're going to be in pure love, and we're going to go, oh.
Well, we definitely see
I
things from a new perspective, I think, when we get in that space. You know, what do you guys think about all this, what we're talking about? We're bringing up a lot of interesting topics related to the whole concept of evil. I mean, look, we don't have the answer here. Nobody has the answer. But I just know for me, with my work on the board, I've been able to keep it really positive and uplifting for this whole entire time because of what I focused on. And that's how I was able to attract the guides to me. But my vibration was at a place where I wanted to have those kinds of inspiration and guidance and ideas and wisdom come forth that would teach me about what's going on in the universe. And it's a process of always uncovering or peeling back the layers of that onion. We're never done learning and growing. So we all can help each other here. So yeah, definitely let us know what you think about this whole topic of evil and the angels and fallen angels. And
there's never been a time, by the way, where we got any negative things, at least since you and I have been doing
you never
it.
have.
Never
Yeah.
anything negative, never anything even to test our beliefs beyond
Yeah.
love
Right.
and wisdom and
Right.
all the other things we get from
You came
what we do.
in at a good time of the evolution of using this tool with the board, where I've worked with many different people over the years, and some of them have different fears and beliefs than I did, and so the relationship or the information would come through a little differently. It was always a similar message, but it would come through in different ways because of our different beliefs when we got together on the board. You were very open, and that's who I really choose to use this tool with.
Well, and we talked, and that I was a Christian, that I had certain beliefs, and that I still believed that this was fine.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You
Yeah.
see what I mean? I didn't think that this was going to be an evil thing based
Right.
on my personal upbringing.
Yeah, and I think that's what really makes the difference here is what you've been told about this and what you're thinking about it, and that's gonna affect your approach. So the person who wrote in and asked that question again, how do you avoid demons with this tool and avoid that whole negative thing about stigma about the board, is that I just don't go there. There's no reason for me to go there because my 46 years have showed me that for me that doesn't exist on that level.
And that's exactly
And that's
the
what I get.
attitude I took when the
Yeah.
first time I sat down and did this.
Right, and that's a lot of my partners have taken over the years too, why I've had such great success. So, it doesn't matter, as Rodney and I've talked about before, your partner you pick to use this with, because you might have your head in the right place and feel, empowered, but your partner may not, and so you still could get that influential energy that's out there that is negative. Just like they were talking about prayer and the influential energy of evil.
Sure.
Because again, it lives within our hearts, and that's once you put that energy out there, it floats around, right?
The vibration just
vibration
it doesn't stop.
continues.
It doesn't stop.
It's
It
like-
goes
it's
through
like-
walls. It goes.
well,
there's nothing that can stop it.
EMF is like that,
Right,
or radar or sonar. It's like dropping a stone
it's
in
a
the
lot
water.
faster than those. They've told us
But
that.
I'm just trying to give it a visual. If you drop a stone in the water, throw it in, it's gonna go ripple, ripple, ripple.
Right,
up.
no.
So you can see that wave, that formation.
Yeah.
And that it waves, it continues on. I think it's something to think about. Even when we put our own energy out there in the world and we wish bad luck on somebody, or negativity, that's just the boomerang effect. We talked about this before. It comes back, and so that adds to that vibration, that cesspool of negativity that's out there. And it's real. It's real. But you have a choice. You don't have to have that come through this tool.
Or anything for that matter.
Yeah, you really change a lot of things. Now, negative things will happen in our lives, and things happen. You might get in a car wreck, things. Mishaps happen, but again, it's how do you recover from it? How do you respond to it? And where does it leave?
And what do you assign
Meaning,
to it?
Yeah, and where does it leave your heart?
Yeah.
Where is your heart in all this? Yeah, this is something we can go on and talk about for a lot longer. This brings up so many, tangents and side points that are super important to address. So, one of the things I hope too with this video is when you watch it, it gives you kind of like fodder, gives you food for thought. It gives you something to think about so you can explore these things on your own, regardless if you have a Ouija board or not, but just things that you're thinking about, and start going out and exploring and reading and studying. One of the things I think that's helped me a lot on my journey is I've studied a lot of different religions, theosophies, philosophies, and have attended different ceremonies on all different levels of kinds of religions or ways of working in the world. And I think that's helped me have an appreciation and also to be able to connect the dots of how a lot of these religions, there's a mainstream or line that goes through them all. And then also to see where the differences are. But that's helped me to see that there's not just one way.
I look at it this way too. If someone didn't know we ever did the board,
Right, okay.
and they heard all this stuff written down, or if they read on your website, they didn't know it was about Ouija, and they read the moon messages, you would look at those moon messages and go, "That's
Right.
those are brilliant."
I like that,
and
yeah.
and that vibration that you would get from those messages would be a high positive vibration, and that's how we know they are real.
Or that's how we know it's not a negative influence.
Correct.
Because it's how you feel ultimately in them. But once you tell somebody it came through the Ouija board, all bets off for some reason.
Katie barred the door.
That's right. So, but you guys know that. So anyway, well, I think, did we beat a dead horse here?
Yeah, we did.
Actually, probably not. There's so much more to explore. But you guys, thank you so much for watching and subscribing and liking and sharing the video. And we're happy you're here with us. Until next time, happy boarding. Bye, guys.